What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to another video. This is another pregame prediction video for Week 7. The Dallas Cowboys are taking on the Detroit Lions. We're back at home playing at AT&T Stadium. The Dallas Cowboys are 4-2, coming back from a rough loss on Sunday Night Football against their division rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Detroit Lions are 1-4, and they're coming off of a bye week, so they got some rest. So let's go ahead and jump on right in, and let's take a look at this game.
Down the field, Lamb, 10, 5, victory! Touchdown, Ezekiel Elliott. How about the rookie Micah Parsons? What a play!
Defense wins championships, but the Super Bowl is won by the quarterback.
So this game's going to be really fun. The Dallas Cowboys are going to be playing in on CBS, so it means we get Romo and Nance. We're playing the early game. Those late games, man, they're rough for me. So it's going to be good to have another early game here. And I think that's a little bit indication of showing that, yeah, I think the Cowboys may have this game. Just say, usually when they put them in the primetime spot, maybe, you know, in the afternoon or even the evening games, they kind of expect something from the Cowboys. But biggest news that's going to come out for this week here is the Dallas Cowboys are going to have Dak Prescott back for the first time since week 1. And since he has been out, the Dallas Cowboys have been on a roll. They've been 4-1. They had Cooper Rush, and the defense has been soaring. So the Dallas Cowboys survived. More than that, they thrived without Dak Prescott. But that's not to say that this offense and this team is better without Dak Prescott. Not at all. It basically was the defense was playing incredibly well, and the offense did exactly what it was supposed to do. They limited the turnovers, and they were able to establish the running game. An offensive game plan that has been successful for any Dallas Cowboys team. I don't care who the quarterback is. It could be Tony Romo, Chad Hutchinson. It could be John Kitna. It could be Matt Castle. And in this instance, it was Cooper Rush. But this is the type of formula, this is the type of game plan, and this is the type of offense that has always worked for the Dallas Cowboys. And that's the reason why they won. I mean, you put your money where your mouth is in that sense, because the Cowboys have invested so much in the offensive line, and they invested so much in their premier running back, Ezekiel Elliott, and it really paid off. And obviously, Ezekiel Elliott's just not the hope. You know, he's not 100% of the success. You also have Tony Pollard in there, who's been running it really well. But Dak is back, and what are our expectations? The only thing on record and stats with Dak Prescott is obviously that awful, abysmal game 1. You want to check it out, look at my post-game reaction video. I did not take it lightly on Dak Prescott. He played poor, and he could tell you that himself, even before the injury, because when he sustained the injury, it was probably like 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I think that was probably what was so crushing about it too, is it was just meaningless, because at that point, there was just no point. We were going to lose the game. Anyways, he sustained the injury, and just the entire game, he was awful. Now, we can look at, you know, the lack of weapons, the lack of offensive game planning. I believe that it really didn't benefit him in that situation. But there were key things that Dak Prescott was doing in week 1 that were just not working. He was missing passes. He did not look comfortable in the pocket. It's not like he was getting blitzed or pressured every single down. He had a clean pocket. There's a couple of times where he rolled out and created separation and extended the play. But most of the time, it was just him not making the right reads. It was him not making the right throws. It was him not stepping in. It was not him being what we expected him to be. Now, with that being said, what is the expectation? Well, the expectation is that now that Dak Prescott's back in the lineup, and you've heard it here from my channel, is that the Dallas Cowboys should soar. The Dallas Cowboys should be offensively, statistically great with Dak Prescott back in the lineup, because I, for one, have been saying that Cooper Rush has been great. He really has. And will honestly go down as one of the best backup quarterbacks in Dallas Cowboys history. But he did 2 things that were very special. He didn't turn the ball over, and he made plays when he needed to. And sometimes that's just all that you can require from your quarterback in some instances. Now, me knowing Dak Prescott and knowing his career, and obviously us seeing him play, he can do much more than that. In fact, he built a career on doing exactly that back in 2016. He managed the game, he limited the turnovers, and he made plays when he needed to, and he made throws when he needed to. Dak Prescott obviously is a lot more talented than Cooper Rush, and so in my opinion and in my prediction, I do believe that this offense is going to open up. and like I said this, I said this in a couple of pregame prediction videos and postgame reaction videos, is the Dallas Cowboys weren't really planning aggressively, or they were trying to be passive with the way that they were attacking the game through their offense. They were just keeping it smart. They were just wanting to run the ball, keep it out of Cooper Rush's hands, and allow the running game to create opportunities for everyone. Now, in that Eagles game, you saw that the game really came down to Cooper Rush, which I told you guys it was. And when it came down to him, 181 yards. He threw a touchdown, but 3 interceptions. It was bad. But anyways, the Lions have the worst defense in the league. They're 32nd in the NFL. And so you couldn't ask for a better time for Dak Prescott to come back. If you wanted a game where Dak can ease his way back in, this is the game that you want him back for. Because this is a game where Dak Prescott doesn't necessarily have to throw for 400 yards. This is a game where we can expect, honestly, what I would love is maybe under 20 pass attempts. Maybe under 15 pass attempts. This is a game that can be won by the run, by the offensive running attack that we've established with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. This is a game that can be won that way, and you can still win with that formula and see Dak Prescott execute in those areas that Cooper Rush did. Now, you just got to build on top of that, because in Dak Prescott's season, in his mind, this is only game 2 of the year. I know we're going into game, 7? Because we're in week 7. Dak Prescott's, this is game 2 for him. So we got to ease him back in, not just with the injury, but you got to build that momentum, because some players in week 2 that we know of definitely did not look like they did last week, or how they're going to look in this coming week. CeeDee Lamb, for example, took him a couple weeks to get going and our offensive confidence to go with him, and now he looks pretty good. And so Dak has all the weapons now. Michael Gallup's back. CeeDee Lamb's back. He doesn't have Dalton Schultz, but we got Jake Ferguson, the rookie out of Wisconsin. So I think we're fine there. He has a good offensive line. Tyler Smith, Jason Peters, Tyler Biotish, Terrence Steele, Zach Martin. He has all the weapons now. So come Sunday, I'm going to say it. He has no excuses. The injury's fully healed. You announced it. You told us. That's the expectation. We should expect a really good Dak Prescott come Sunday. And the offense is at full strength right now. So the expectation is that Dak Prescott in the offense is going to ball. If we score then less than 20 points, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed, because the weapons are there. Our quarterback is there. We're going up against the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL. There's no excuses. This game should be won easily, decisively. The Cowboys should go down there, win this game at AT&T Stadium, and show who the better team is. And I say this all the time. Good teams win. They find a way to win. But great teams take care of the teams that they need to. They don't play around with their food. They just go out and they win. Don't even think about it. Move on to the next week. Let's go ahead and build up our record. The Dallas Cowboys need to do that here. They just need to take care of it. And I'll answer this question because this is kind of coming up in the week. Is this a trap game? The Detroit Lions are 1-4. The Dallas Cowboys 4-2. Trap games are things that existed in the Jason Garrett era. This is the Mike McCarthy era. And you better believe, and you can quote me on this, and you can save this video, Mike McCarthy will have his guys ready. Dan Quinn will have his defense ready. They're looking to redeem themselves after the performance last week against the Eagles. This team will be ready. It's a new era. It's a new team. It's a new season. This team will be ready. There's no trap games. But Kellen Moore has to stick with what has worked. Dak will open up the game plan like I mentioned. But I'm looking for a clean stat line. I don't want to see 30 attempts. I don't want to see 40 attempts. I'm looking for a clean stat line. And the same formula that got us in that 4-game winning streak, I want to see it the same with Dak Prescott. Then we can build on top of it and maybe throw it more with Dak, get over 30 attempts. But the balanced running attack with the help of Dak eases him back into the game plan. So my prediction, and it's all going to be Dak Prescott center focus right here. My prediction is that we score above 20 points on the offense. But Dak, I think he gets a rushing touchdown. I think we get in the red zone and we do that little quarterback option. Dak Prescott dances right into the end zone and he flexes on all of them like he always does. I think he goes 15 for 20. That's a 75 completion rate. I think he throws for 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. I would love to see that stat line because that meant that we ran the ball successfully and Dak took advantage of the opportunities that were given to him. Now let's go ahead and get into this defense because that's another big thing. Our defense versus Jared Goff. Now this offense, their offense isn't anything special. I mean, they're 1-4. They can score points. For a while, they were the number 1 scoring offense in the NFL. So they come with some firepower. There's a small chance that this could be a shootout. It could be. I'll put it out there. But this defense cannot allow that. You got to shut them down. If you were that disappointed last week in your performance against the Eagles, you go out here and in the words of DeMarcus Lawrence, you got to punch him in the mouth. I don't care who's on the other side of that ball. You got to punch him in the mouth. And you just got to establish yourself and say, hey, we need to get back on track this week. So I think the Dallas Cowboys do exactly that. Jared Goff is not a bad quarterback. 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions on the year. Not a bad quarterback at all. He's very serviceable. He's above average, in my opinion. But their only chance here is to run the ball. And right now, they're 10th in the NFL at rushing. If they can get something going with DeAndre Swift, or maybe their other running back, Williams, who has 77 attempts and 332 yards and 6 touchdowns, if they can get the running game going, that's kind of the way that you beat this defense because you tire them out that way and you put together really big drives. I just don't see that happening. But I do know that our rushing defense, and I will admit as your unbiased and realistic Dallas Cowboys fan, that the running defense for this team is probably one of the weakest points that you can attack in this defense. But I just don't see it happening. I really don't. I think this defense has a lot of confidence, and they really take a lot of pride in how they play, and they bounce back. And so my prediction here for the defense is I think Micah Parsons gets 2 sacks. I think Diggs gets an interception. I think Goff is going to throw it way down the field, and I think Trayvon Diggs is going to look like a wide receiver, and he's going to pick it off and take it back. I don't think, not for a touchdown or anything, but I think he gets his interception. And then also, I think we hold them under 10 points. I think it's just going to be that kind of domination. And another reminder is the Dallas Cowboys are first in sacks. They're second in quarterback hits. So they can get after Jared Goff. And I think they're going to make it a difficult day for him as well. And even though they got the extra week of rest with their bye week, I just don't think it's going to happen. But my prediction, Dallas Cowboys Nation. The Cowboys, 4-2, playing the Detroit Lions, who are 1-4. What do I think? With Dak coming back and this defense looking for a bounce-back game, well, I think the Dallas Cowboys, like I said, I think they win decisively. I think maybe for a moment or two it's close, but I think the Cowboys run away with this one. I'm predicting the Dallas Cowboys will win 27-10 on Sunday. The Dallas Cowboys will advance to 5-2. Dak Prescott will get a win, his first win of the season, and the Cowboys remain alive in the NFC Beast, and they'll remain alive in the NFC playoff picture, and they will start a new winning streak come Sunday. But before you go, and I want you to comment down below what your prediction is for the game. What is your favorite Cowboys-Lions moment? There are so many. These are two very awesome franchises with a lot of history. My favorite, you can't go wrong with this one. It's the 2014 Wild Card Playoffs, January 4th, 2015. The Cowboys were down 20-7 late in the third quarter, but then they came back with the DeMarco Murray touchdown at the goal line. It cut the lead down, and later in the game, Tony Go Romo, number 9, would deliver the game-winning touchdown pass to Terrence Williams. Oh, but it wasn't over yet, Cowboys Nation, because Matthew Stafford would take the Lions down the field, but DeMarcus Lawrence had something else to say about that. He strip-sacked him, ended the game, and called it. The Dallas Cowboys won another playoff game under Tony Romo, and they advanced. It's one of my favorite moments, one of the most exciting playoff moments there. But go ahead and comment down below what your score prediction is for this coming Sunday's game. Be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to follow me on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And tell me what your favorite Cowboys-Lions moment is. Very excited to hear. But before you go, last but not least, I do want to say thank you for watching. We just passed 500 subscribers here on YouTube, and we just passed 10,000 on TikTok, and I want to say thank you. I love talking about the Cowboys. I love talking about sports, and so this is really cool that a few people do listen to me and get excited about the Dallas Cowboys as much as I do. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you after the game on Sunday. Go Cowboys!
Down the field, Lamb, 10-5, victory! Touchdown, Ezekiel Elliott. How about the rookie Micah Parsons? What a play!
Defense wins championships, but the Super Bowl is won by the quarterback.